What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here for another month of Sealed Only. So, evidently, last month, we obviously did not pull a Swap Frog, which is, very disappointing. So we've ended up to have to go back to Amazon and pick up more Dual Overload. This is the last Dual Overload they had, so hopefully they do a restock, because I doubt we're going to pull a playset of Swap Frog out of this. But, this month as well, we have also got ourselves a booster box of Invasion of Vengeance. So, because we only spent 80 last month, we do have the 120 to play with this month. We spent 40 on the Dual Overload, and 80 on the booster box of Invasion of Vengeance. The Dual Overload was from Amazon. The Invasion of Vengeance was from the place in Melbourne. It's Popculture, the place where we got like the Pendulum stuff from back in Season 1. But yeah, we've ultimately gone with this. Hopefully we can pull some Paleo traps out of this, as well as a Totally Awesome. Fingers crossed on that one. And then, yeah, we need some Swap Frogs from here. But before we do get started, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people to the channel. And let's get opening. So I will probably switch up the camera angle for this. We'll get it into a bit more of a zoom. I'll put the pop the deck to the side at the top. Let's slide in the Dual Overload. Let's adjust this. Give ourselves a bit more of a zoom. Perfect. That'll be good. Okay, let's get opening. So we've got this Dual Overload to start. Hopefully, we can pull a Hulk and a Swap Frog. I think that'd be like best case scenario. Worst case scenario, we pull nothing. We got a Dark Magician goal though for our giant card. I think that's like probably the best giant card you can get out of the box. But let's get cracking. Remember, it's always the front card, which is the good card in the pack. But Swap Frog obviously isn't probably going to be on the front card, hopefully. No, it's the best card in the set. Swap Frog's the best card in the set, so it should always be on the front. But, throw some rubbish down. Okay, we'll open the Hulk pack last, because it's got Hulk on it. But starting us off, we've got the Cyber Dragon pack. Okay, starting us off, we've got a Madolche Mageline, a Malefic Divide, What Giraffe, a Biskin Gilgamesh, and an MST. MST is not terrible. Bit of quick spell and trap removal would have been helpful when I played this the other night and had to play it through Mystic Mine. That was wonderful. Got a Samorg, a Bloom, Phantasm, and a Herald. Okay, next up, we've got a Levy. That's not terrible. We got a Levy in here. A Caspar, a King Dragoon, Speed Road Marble Machine, and a Dreadnought Dreadnoid. Well, we're already halfway through these packs, and haven't seen a Swap Frog again. This is wonderful. But we've got Graveyard of the Wandering Souls. Dark. Yes! A Swap Frog. One lonely old Swap Frog. We need two more, though. It's a start. We'll take it. Then we've got one Caspar and one Malefic Divide. Finish the pack. I was too busy trying to remember how to say Dark Athelian Dragon. And then I switched to the next card that's Swap Frog, so didn't need to worry about that. Then we've got next pack, one Ballista, a Cubic Ascension, a Golden Castle of Stromberg, a Protector Whelp, and a Zombie World. This box has actually been like pretty bad for value. Pretty bad indeed. Let's see if there's a Hulk in this last pack. Ooh, it's a Link monster. You can see in the reflection of the paper. It is a Selene. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. One minty fresh Selene. Then we've got one Fuma after that. A Frightful Nightmare, Marble Machine, and a Malefic Tune. Okay, we'll take that. We got a Swap Frog out of it. The Selene's also not terrible. I don't think we can make a Selene, but not terrible that we got a Swap Frog at least. Hopefully now this booster box will give us a Totally Awesome, because that would be... We're not going to say it. It would be totally awesome. But let's get into this booster box, if we can. Perfecto. In we go. I was surprised that I found this cheap. Like, given that a lot of stuff in Invasion Vengeance like hasn't seen its reprint. And I picked this up like before the Ghost from the Past stuff kind of declared that they were going to reprint some of the stuff in this set. But let's pop that there. Turn that sideways. And let's go. First pack on the right side. We've got... I forgot all the Crystron stuff's in here as well. And with some Predator Plants. And Doki Doki's in here. Not terrible. Holy crap! Okay. That's pretty damn good for one pack in. A Dimensional Barrier. We will definitely take a first edition of Dimensional Barrier. Imagine if this box had just been opened back in the day when this card was $100 and something. Lean Choliar after that. Probably the worst one to pull, but it's in there. Next pack. Already one secret dead after one pack, and it's a very good secret. Probably the second best one we could have gotten. We got a Summon Gate, a Morella, perfect. Flower Guardian, more Chemi Critters, Spiral, and a Pot of Acquisitiveness. We'll pop our supers like up the top there. Fraud Freeze, and a Moray. Slide down this D-Barrier. I probably should have sleeved the D-Barrier like immediately, but I did not. Oh well. Okay, next off, we've got more Crystron stuff. A Cypher Bit, a Summon Gate. Actually, each player can special summon a maximum of 3 monsters from the extra deck each turn. I suppose that's like not a terrible floodgate for us to have, considering like we already don't summon that much from the extra deck. We've got 2 Summon Gates, we've got the Fly Trap, and a Rank Up Magic Phantom Launch. Gradle Combat, the Boar, a Dynamiscus, perfect. Got a common Dynamiscus. I think that finishes the playset of Dynamiscus in the deck. Do we just play commons, or do we play the 2 ultras and a common? Because odds on we'll probably play our playset of commons from this. Now we've got a Flip Hippo, a Gradle Slime Jr. Actually could consider being put in the deck, the Gradle Slime Jr. A Carbo Crab, Psy Accelerator, Red Eyes Insight. Oh boy! Oh boy, before the reprint this was a very good box. We got a Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Probably the best ultra you can pull in this. We'll pop that just there as well. I really should have sleeved that, really should have sleeved that D-Barrier. Yeah, let's grab a sleeve. Let's stop complaining. We'll grab a sleeve. It's definitely going to go in the deck. It's probably going to go in the side deck. What's going to come out? A Terror of Trishula is definitely going to come out. So we'll unsleeve this Terror of Trishula. And then we will sleeve the Dimensional Barrier. That actually, its like text is a little bit off. You can see like it's not quite centered, the dimensional part. Barriers, no, the barrier's a little low, but it seems like it's on like a slant. Okay, next pack up. We've got 1 copy of Squid Drossaea, Crystron Entry, another Doki Doki. I keep forgetting that like rares are a thing in this set, so I keep like flipping up like, oh, Shiny Righty. Oh yeah, it's a rare. Remember when rares were a thing? We got the Subterra after that. We've got a Man, not a terrible card. Fraud Freeze, the Multi-Threader. I'll kind of like skip through the commons a little bit more as we get through this, just because like they're gonna start to be a lot samey. 1 Quarantine. The Quarantine Cup playmat has this on it. We've got 1 Gradle Slime, Burnout, and another Chemi Critter. Amazing. Seal. Okay. Next pack. Finally, I don't think we've seen another Paleozoic card for a while. Accelerator, Cypher, Pastorite, Crystron Entry, Super Koi Koi, and a Tellarknight Genesis. Completely forgot that was a thing in here. Another Dynamiscus, perfect, and a present card. You could, if you got Max Seed in Fusion Sub Zoo, you could just repeatedly do the Fusion Sub combo until you drew into a present card, and then just present card your opponent and put them back to 5. Fun times, fun times. And then eventually they released Reincarnation, and you could do the same thing. Except you didn't have Fusion Sub at that point. But for this one, we've got a Dragon Core Hexa and a Cyber Angel Vrash as our super rare. Bunch of Crystron's in that pack. That was definitely a Crystron pack. Next one. We've got 4 left on the right side of the box. Now we've got a Squidroza, Cypher Bit, Ignite Unite, Polychroma Critter Hydreigon. Ooh, a Crystron Phoenix. Another card that's not a terrible ultra to pull. Like, as I said at the start, this set actually still surprisingly has a bit of value, considering, like, Megatins have reprinted most of the stuff in here. But it just kind of seems as though a lot of stuff in here just dodged the Megatins. We've got a Sprite Blessing, Rare Metal Foes Bismugear. I do want to put back to Metal Foes. Crystron Quan. Another Dynamiscus. That's the playset of commons if I do decide to switch to a playset of commons. Which I probably will. Hopefully they are. We're going to pick up some Megatins as well to try and pull some more Paleo stuff. And hopefully another Totally Awesome. We got the really bad Paleo. We're not even going to bother putting that one aside. Okay, ooh, another Lean Choliar. We're definitely not going to play more than 1 Lean Choliar, though. That'd just be dumb. Wait, just puts a banished card back. I suppose that kind of would have some kind of interaction with, like, the Revealer, or the other one that gives you the token. Sprite's Blessing, Flip Hippo, Morella, perfect, another one of those. Burnout, and for the last pack on the right side, we just pulled a Tellarknight Genesis. So that's 2 ultras, 1 secret from one side. Let's start on the left side. I wonder if we're going to have a secret on top, just like we did on the right side. Let's get that apart. We've got a Squidrosa, Flip Hippo, Mirror Knight, Maple Deer, Wimwitch, or King Synchro. When I saw the trap, I was like, oh no, it's another D barrier. Actually, I suppose that wouldn't be terrible. 2 D barriers in the one. Now, next up. Sprite's Blessing, Rare Metal Foes Bismugear, New Crystron. Oh, I've accidentally flipped that up, but it's a Spiral Master Plan. A lot of them have like that dot just there. It's weird. But card's banned. Card's very good. Ban Master Plan was the correct way to hit that deck. What does Fraud Freeze do? Once per turn, when your opponent special summons a monster from the hand, you can return to hand all monsters your opponent controls that were special summoned from the hand. Neither player can control... Even though the player controls a Cloudy... Okay, so it's just support for Guardians. But, that's a bit of a letdown. I was like reading, I was like, this isn't horrendous. And then goes to the grave if you don't have a Flower Guardian. Now, for our rare here... Ooh, another solid ultra rare. One Danglong. First of the Yang Zing. If this card comes back off the ban list, I would consider playing Yang Zing again. But, it, still on the ban list. Sucks. Okay, next pack. So, 3 very good ultra rares for our 3 ultra rares we've pulled so far out of our 4. Got a Flower Stacking, a Fly Trap. It's a super rare Full Metal Foes Fusion. Multi-Threader, Amazing Pendulum. Says what? We got 1 secret left in the box. A 1 in, hopefully it's just a 7 chance to pull a Totally Awesome. Those odds aren't the best, but we'll take him. It's better than 1 in nothing. Oh, we've pulled a Synchro. It's an Amatrix. Get rid of that. Off they go. What have we got left? That's 7 packs to go? Yeah, 7 packs to go by the looks of it. No, just 6. My brain... No, 7. We've got 7 to go. Okay, Ignite Unite. Trishron Entry. Bismugear. Oh, it's a Paleozoic Opabenia. I completely forgot about those. Those will definitely be needed. Got an Opabenia. Hopefully we can pull the other one as well. I forgot they were both in here. Now, 6 to go. We've got 1 Summon Gate. Dino Sowing. Change Giraffe. Crystron Entry. Dragon Core Hexa. It's a Vrash. More present cards. Come on, here we go. 5 packs left. 1 Mirror Knight. Paristortle. Flower Stacking. Constellar Tempest. Pot of Acquisitiveness. Get rid of that. Whew, now the pressure's on to actually pull 2 secret rares. Because remember, pack openings on this channel are cursed. We've got a Hydreigon. Gradle Slime Jr. Change Giraffe. Dino Sowing. Super Koi Koi. It's not an Xyz. It's a Crystron Citri. Not a terrible card to end up with. Could have been worse. Could have been a Chemicritter Ultra. Although Lachlan from Cowboy for Game is looking to try and build Chemicritters at the moment. And he's having a very rough time. So 3 packs left. Hopefully there is still 1 secret in this box. And it wasn't just a 1 good secret from back in the day. Oh, it's an Xyz. It's an Xyz. It's a Paleozoic. It's another Opabenia. Oh, my heart skipped a beat there. My heart definitely skipped a beat. 2 packs to go. We want to see Xyzes in our foil slots. Here we go. Squidrosa, Gradle Slime Jr., Change Giraffe, Hydreigon, Resort Staff. It's another Xyz. It's the Chemicritter Method Dragon. Last pack. Please be another Xyz. Here we go. We have Paleozoic Morella, Cypher Bit, Flower Stacking, Fly Trap. It's not an Xyz, it's a fusion. It's a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I completely forgot that this was also in this set. It's the cover card on the pack, and I did not remember. Super Poly. Could Super Poly become a thing in the deck? No, because I don't have Super Polys that I've pulled so far. Sad times are sad. But that will wrap us up for the pack opening portion of this. We didn't pull a Totally Awesome. We can't complain. We got some Paleozoic cards. We've got a Swap Frog. I'll probably change the deck up a little bit, but I'm not sure just quite how much. We'll be back. Okay, and we are back for the deck profile portion of the video. So, we have made like a fair few changes to the deck. The main deck looks a whole lot more like a frog deck now, even though it's just got one swap frog in it and no Totally Awesome. But yeah, hopefully the changes we've made may give this deck a bit more of a grind game. Overall, I found as though, like, if you've kind of failed on your like one big push, you kind of just lost, which was pretty sad. But now let's get into the main deck. So starting us off, we've got, of course, 3 copies of Revealer. This is still, like, the primary way you get into, like, synchro packages in the deck. After that, though, we are just down to 1 copy of Speaker. I kind of figured it was just a once per turn special summon. You can just recur this back later anyway with, like, Winds Over when you want to, like, use the effect to recur them. So I felt as though, like, just 1 Speaker was probably fine. You do need to control another Ice Barrier monster to summon it anyway. And given that we are cutting down on our Ice Barrier names, I kind of felt as though Speaker may have, like, not been the best at 3. After that, we've got our tuners. So we are still playing the 3 tuner package because Hexter needs to be able to send these guys to be able to combo off, in a sense. So we are playing the 1 copy of Defender, 1 Cryomancer, 1 Hexer. 3 copies of Gen X Undyne still, with the 1 copy of Controller, of course, just because it facilitates so many plays. It's just a great normal summon. For our Frog package, we have 1 copy of Swap Frog, of course, followed up with 3 copies of Dupe, and then the 2 Ronin Toadin. Hopefully this will eventually become a standard Frog lineup, but at the moment it is the trimmed down version that we're stuck playing. We have 1 copy of Phantasme for our 1 monster-based hand trap. Draw cards, kind of good this format, like not horrendously bad. Then for the spells, we've got 3 copies of Winds Over. Just gets us that tribute, and then the summon from deck is good. Then gets us that recursion as well. 3 copies of Medallion, because it just searches the ones that we need, so we're effectively playing 6 copies of our main normal summon. 3 copies of Freezing Chain for our Monster Reborn, and to turn off that targeting effects, which are always good. 2 copies of Heavy Storm Duster. This actually came up quite a lot, so I almost considered playing this at 3 in the main deck, but still sticked at 2. Of course, then we've got 3 copies of Crackdown following that up. The next best card, probably in the trap lineup. Actually, I'd probably say Crackdown was the best. It allowed me to, like, stall so much. I got into synchro packages because of it as well. Like, if you kind of got on the front foot and your opponent just, like, was normal summoning to try and, like, save themselves, you could just crack down it, take it, synchro with it, keep going. Then we've got 3 copies of Dynamiscus, of course. I did decide to go with 2 Ultras and a Common, just to make this nice and disgusting. So, still, like, best kind of Paleo trap we have access to at the moment, gets you that Banish. 2 copies of Morella to facilitate our Paleos in Grey, to try and get us those 2s for free. 1 copy of Leancholia to recur our Banish cards, so if we want to banish our, Speaker. It is a Speaker, yeah. Yeah, we, like, want to banish our Speaker to get the token. We can then put it back and access it later if we need to, if we don't want to get it back with the, Winds Over. And then we've got 2 traps lining finishing us out. We've got the 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence, and the 1 copy of Dimensional Barrier. But then next off, we will go into the extra deck. So the extra deck is, of course... Actually, the extra deck's had a bit of change. So we've got 3 copies of Big Trish. This is going to be a lot harder to make now with the choices that we've made in the main deck, but we can still probably easily put out 1. The second and third are in here just because, really, we have a lot of space in this extra deck. We have, of course, the 1 copy of Trish to summon off Trish Zero. Then we've got 2 copies of Delorean, 2 Brio, and 2 Gungnir. Again, you've just got all the space in the world, so we've just cut 1 of each to fit the new stuff in. 1 copy of Cyframe Lord Omega, just to get that hand rip going. 1 copy of Crystron Amatrix. Then we've got 1 Daigusto Emerald, and 2 copies of Opabina, round out the extra. So next off, we've got the side deck. We do, of course, play 3 copies of Spellbreaker. I completely forgot that this can just banish the, banish Revealer from Grave to activate its effects. I'm a big idiot. Then we've got 1 copy of MST after that. 3 copies of the card we did decide to put in, Summon Gate. Just hopefully it can, like, stall out some people that don't play a Phoenix in their extra deck. 3 copies of a Pointer if we're worried about trying to snipe those back row removal cards. 3 copies of Mind Drain, just to kind of shut off hand effects. Then we've got 1 copy of Heavy Storm Duster, and 1 copy of Wayne to round out the side deck. But of course, that wraps up here for this month's episode of Sealed Only. Hopefully next month we can finish off this frog deck. I'm going to have to try and hunt down some more dual power, or dual overload, whatever you call it at this point, to try and get some swap frogs. So hopefully I have luck with that. And thank you for tuning in. But as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.